UQ WiMAX のですね、サポーターでございます、インテル上席副社長のですね、ショーン・マローニさんをご紹介したいというふうに思います。
I think the achievement that Sam and you and your team has done is absolutely tremendous. I think everybody is looking forward to this fantastic service and to have this commitment of coverage to 80% by 2012 is just tremendous.
我々これから頑張ってですね、日本国中 WiMAX が使えるようにしていきたい、このように思っている次第でございます。
There's a lot of folks have been working very hard on this, and I think to understand maybe we should also take a look at the embedded WiMAX and how many computers and PCs we have here today with embedded WiMAX.
本当にですね、同時期に7月以降、こんなにたくさんの PC がですね、WiMAX 付きで発売できることを本当に嬉しいと思っています。
Thank you very much again, Tanaka-san. And we will continue with our partners to enhance these products and to get more and more choice available to Japanese consumers and businesses in the next coming period of time.
どんどんインテルさんにお願いしてですね、本当にいろんなものにですね、WiMAX が入っていくといったことをお願いしたいというふうに思っております。そこにもプライドさんのカーナビがありますけれども、PC 以外にもこれからどんどんいろんなものが出てきますので、ぜひともマロニさんにお願いしたいと思います。
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Tanaka-san. We are looking forward to a whole range of new kinds of devices coming onto this network from a broad range of partners. Before I spend a few minutes talking about WiMAX, I do see a familiar face in the audience who I'd like to introduce. Down there in the front row is Harvard Sadami, who is Executive Vice President and Head of Intel Capital. Welcome. WiMAX technology is the result of a number of years of development, and in some ways you could call it the third great wave of computer communications technology. In the 1980s, there was the transition to Ethernet, which at the time was a revolutionary technology for connecting computers. And then in the late 1990s, what was originally called wireless Ethernet, which was Wi-Fi, which was the second great wave. The first great wave enabled client-server computing, and the computing surge of the 1980s and 90s. Wi-Fi, of course, enabling notebook computers in the last decade. WiMAX is the third of these transitions, enabling tremendous communication speed into computers and other devices over a much wider area. In each of them, the objective has been for a global technology and for sufficient volume and openness of the ecosystem so that costs can be reduced. So this technology is really the brother or sister of Wi-Fi, but with much enhanced capabilities. Why would we need these technologies? Because, of course, bandwidth requirements continue to accelerate. Here you can see some recent data showing that a smartphone consumes 30 times the bandwidth of an ordinary voice phone, and a notebook computer consumes 450 times the bandwidth of a simple phone. Of course, the driver of that bandwidth is internet access in a time when the internet is more and more an essential part of people's lives. And if you look at what's happening on the internet, independent of any economic slowdown, the traffic just carries on growing and growing and growing as people do more and more useful things on the internet, and their lives are revolving around it. And that was the objective for WiMAX. It was to design a technology and a network and an ecosystem that would enable the delivery of much, much larger volumes of data in a world where the data volumes continue to increase. Now, as I said, as Mark-san said earlier on, it's an open approach. So there are many different companies involved in this. The silicon doesn't just come from Intel, it comes from other companies we also partner with. There are many computer manufacturers and other technology partners present here today who have been committed to the WiMAX ecosystem. And all in all, it's really built up a tremendous momentum around the world, and Intel has played a role in many of these different areas of the ecosystem. So of course, what you're seeing today is the result of a lot of that investment. WiMAX embedded into laptops and netbooks. Netbooks, of course, a very fast-growing category of product here in Japan and around the world. Overall, 100 models, 100 different models by the end of 2009. 16 different OEMs have announced WiMAX support, many of them here today. We have a substantial build-out in the United States underway, obviously here in Japan. Just this week also announced in Russia, the network build-out there, and these devices are very much going to be global computer devices. The network itself is making very good progress. As has been traditional in the past, Japan tends to be in the lead in new technologies. WiMAX is no exception, with the tremendous work of UQ, but the network is also being built out in many other countries as well. 430 million POPs, populations covered today, and that number targeted to go up to 800 million by not too distant future. So all in all, what you're seeing here today is very much the next wave of computer and communications and wireless technologies. And in order to demonstrate that, I'd like now to call up Tim Sweeney on stage. Tim is going to give you just a short demonstration of some of the capabilities of this network. Tim.
I've developed a demonstration today to show you the capabilities of our mobile WiMAX network properly implemented. We've created a web portal, if we could bring that up on the screen. And we have equipped 5 automobiles, and they're driving around the metropolitan area of Tokyo. We've equipped each automobile with a camera and a GPS receiver, and we are sending that information up to a web server located here in Tokyo at global broadband speeds. Let's see what the traffic conditions are in the part of the coverage area here. What we're doing is going to the web server, and we are now looking at a live video feed from the vehicle, and hopefully the light will turn green and we'll start moving. There we go. And the rest of the automobiles are the little balloons in different colors that you see on the web portal page. You can see them moving around the network when the light is green. The foundation of this technology provides several new usage models. It's very, very easy for you as a parent to be able to instantly broadcast your child's baseball game to friends and family around the world, or your daughter's violin concerto to the grandparents who might not be able to make it for health reasons.